Hi there, it's Carol with Carol B Crafts. Welcome to Make It Monday. Today I have a fun, simple, whimsical card that you can make in a matter of just minutes. All of the items that I used to make this, except for the sand and the white card base that we'll be using, came from my Color Theory customer reward package, which you can get the details on how you can receive this as a free gift with a $60 retail purchase from my using the host code on my website www.carolbcrafts.com. Now this card that we'll be putting together, these elements come in the rewards package. Originally I didn't include the Berry Burst Adirondack chair, but I am going to be including that now. And if you got one of my customer reward packages, I'll go ahead and mail you one of these just so that you have one if you want to recreate this card. Now the elements that we're using, the die cut elements, the water, which is kind of just a swirly die, and the sun, these dies come from the Swirly Scribbles Thinlits dies. The Adirondack chair, which is a really cute die, comes from the Seasonal Layers Thinlits dies. And the last die is, this is actually a flower, but I think that it could even double as a tree. To me, it kind of reminds me of a palm tree, and I live in Florida, so I see a lot of palm trees. So all of these elements come in the customer reward package, Color Theory. So I'll put these dies up because I've already die cut the elements. So what you'll need to do this is you have the Dapper Denim and the Daffodil, no, that's not Daffodil Delight, that's the other yellow. What's the other yellow? Crushed Curry. Crushed Curry, Berry Burst, and Old Olive. Those are the colors that come in the Color Theory paper. So I took a sheet of the Dapper Denim Ombre. I cut it here, and I cut the bottom off because I wanted the light blue for my sky. So this is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And all of these dimensions will be on my blog as well. Now to make the sand, you'll need a piece of Sahara sand, 4 1/8 by 1 1/4, or if you live in a place where your sand is a little more brown, like on the coast or in New England, you would want to use a crumb cake, 4 1/8 by 1 1/4. But I like the Sahara sand because it looks very similar to the sand that we have here on the Gulf Coast in Florida, where I live. Now the ink that we'll be using is Dapper Denim, because it matches the Dapper Denim paper and cardstock that we use. And like I said, this is a really easy card to put together. So we're going to take our Sahara sand and we're going to stamp, and this is the only, well, the inside sentiment, whatever you want for the inside sentiment. Speaking of sentiments, this comes from the Colorful Seasons stamps that go with the dies that I showed you. And I'm going to be using Thinking of You. So I have that on a D block, and so I have my Sahara Sand cardstock, Dapper Denim ink. Going to stamp this, ink it up, and stamp it in the bottom left corner. Get your ink really inked up good, your stamp, because the cardstock, colored cardstock, tends to soak up your ink and can leave a kind of faded image. So we're going to let it sit there for a while to give the ink a good chance to soak in. Okay, there's our thinking of you. Then the next thing we'll do is we want to make it so that it's wavy like this, because sand isn't straight across. So what we're going to do is take our 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 Dapper Denim Color Theory paper, and we're going to lay down our DSP. Then we're going to put our swirly like water. I think that looks like water. And I'm going to use the grids on my grid paper. I want this end to be, and you can see I have the fatter side on the left, the skinnier side on the right. There's more here than there is there. I want this part to be 1 inch from the bottom, and this part to be 1 inch from the bottom. And each little square is 1/4 of an inch, so that helps me to know. And then I want this to be sticking out 1/4 of an inch away from the paper. So I got 1 inch here, 1 inch there, and 1/4 inch there. And I forgot to put this down, because what I have to do is trace with the pencil. So you'll need to get a pencil. Get that in place as well as I can. Get my pencil, and it looks like I'm going to have to bring this down just a little bit, and that up a little bit. Okay, so now I have it so that all I have to do is just take my pencil and kind of hold it in place. It's a little bit hard to do, and I'm off camera. I can try to move it so that. So there's my my little line. I'll take my snips, and I'm going to go just below the line, just like right on the line, but underneath, because what I don't want the line to be left showing, but I don't want to be cutting too far underneath it either, because it needs to match up with the die cut when I put it back on the card. Okay, so we're going to adhere this to the card with some snail. Turn it around. I always get that confused. I don't know why. You'd think I would know better by now. I'll take a little bit of waxy strip, and I'm just going to put this at the bottom of the paper. There. Match it up. And there. And then, so now I can match up this to where my curve is. Okay, so that's about right there. All right. So let's see, should I cut it first or glue it first? I think I'll glue it. And I'm not even sure where and how to glue it. So we'll just glue, because I haven't put one of these together yet, as you know. We're doing this together. All right, I think that's enough to hold it. So let's see if I can get this, because I don't want to slide it too much, then I'll have glue everywhere. It looks like, oh, that's almost perfect. Great. I love it when things work out like that. So we'll give that a minute to dry. And then we're going to take our scissors. I think I'm going to use just my regular scissors, because I have some for like gooey, sticky mess, because some of this glue is still on the back. so we're done with the water part. Now we want to do build our scene, and we know we want the Adirondack chair, and if I had an Adirondack chair I would want a pink one. That's why I chose Berry Burst. Here's our palm tree, which kind of looks to me like a palm tree. And then we have our sun. I think I want to turn it so that this little tip part is up at the top. How does that look? Pretty good. Alright, so I guess the next thing to do would be, I might want my chair over a little bit. I guess the next thing to do is put the tree on. Some glue on the back. Okay, so I'm gonna gently put this down because we don't want to have to slide it very much. I might even use my tweezers so that I can get a good view of where it is. Let's see. It might not be perfect placement, but once it's down, you can't really move it because of the glue. So hopefully that'll work out. And then next, because I would have liked it to have been a little straighter, but hey, we get what we get. So now I'm going to put the chair down. And I debated whether I should pop it up or not, but it would really be a lot of trouble to pop it up. So here's my chair. Oops. Put it in place. Well, doesn't want to stay. I think it's because I'm putting it on top of that water and it's not getting a flat surface. So I'm going to have to hold it down till it dries well. And then the next thing we're going to do is put our sun in place. And I wanted this little tip to be at the top. Do I want it like right there? That kind of looks good right there. Now we're going to put it on our piece of 8.5 by 5.5 folded at 4 1/4 Whisper White cardstock. Now just a tiny little 1/16 of an inch around the edge. Now let's see. I'm wondering, the inside, there's not really a sentiment that I want to use. I could use Life is a Beautiful Thing. That would be nice. You make me smile, just breathe. But I'm not sure how I'm going to use this card, so I'm going to leave the sentiment blank right now. But this is a fun, whimsical card that's a little different. I debated on what I should do to it because it looks a little naked. So I'm thinking I should put one of these glitter dots. They're called glitter enamel dots. And you get a strip of these, 4 of each color, with the customer reward package. So I think, trying to decide which one. I think I want to use the little one because it's not as distracting as the bigger one. I think I'll just put one right there, and that kind of adds something to the card. That little something that it was missing. It looked kind of flat before. But it is just supposed to be kind of an abstract kind of card. I mean, we're using a flower for palm trees, so it does take some imagination, but I think it's cute. I thought about putting a yellow dot here on the sun, but then it would compete with the dot on the palm tree. So I think I'll just leave it like that. Well, thanks for watching today's video, Make It Monday, and I hope you'll give this a try. If you want any of the products that I used in this making this card, please use the host code on my website, www.carolbcrafts.com, and then you can qualify to get rewards through my customer reward program. Thanks for watching, and see you later. Bye.